Battle starts.
Greetings everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Captain Ryan. Today's video, I'm back in the HMAS Perth, here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it's a Tier 7 maximum battle, it's estuary, and it's domination match mode. I've spawned closest to the D cap point, and so that's where I'm going to head. Now, the Perth is a Tier 6 premium cruiser that doesn't actually fall into any current tech tree. She's technically part of the Commonwealth tech tree, but the Commonwealth ships have not yet been introduced. So if you own this ship, you have to train a fresh captain from scratch, and once fully trained, the captain can do nothing else other than be on the Perth. But the Perth has a couple of advantages that other cruisers do not. She has a very special and unique smokescreen to her that allows her to continue creeping forward or just move forward or backwards in general for up to 2 minutes while the smokescreen is active. In comparison, other cruisers like Leander, which is her Tier 6 counterpart in the British tech tree, once deployed in the smokescreen, they're stuck there. Now, the enemy team currently has the destroyer advantage. They have 4 destroyers, including the premium OP destroyer Grimmieshki. And you can see that the enemy team is already in the process of capping the A cap point. Now, as I push up here, friendly destroyer in front of me has laid down a smokescreen because he was spotted going into the D cap point by an enemy destroyer. The enemy destroyer is not the only one up here, which is why I'm laying a smokescreen as well. There is an enemy battleship. Now that New York could definitely put some serious and significant hurt on me, so I really don't need to be spotted by him. And at the same time, with the smokescreen down, I'm going to go ahead and start getting shots off. That's when an enemy Miyoko pops up here. Switch over to the armor piercing in an effort to try and get shots on him. He is broadside. Incoming torpedoes here. I've popped my hydro so I see them. I speed up a little bit here to try and dodge them, but they actually run out of steam before they even get to the friendly destroyer. Enemy Nicholas has popped up here, and I'm starting to take heat from another enemy destroyer. In fact, there are 3 enemy destroyers up here in the D cap point, and boy, they are sure coming in hardcore. First things first, gonna go ahead and focus down that Nicholas. That Nicholas is lower health. He's challenging our friendly destroyer, and we need him alive since the enemy team has the destroyer advantage. So continuing to put shots out here, you can see the rate of fire on the Perth is actually pretty good with its 6-inch guns. It does have high explosive, which is wonderful. More torpedoes coming in there, but again, these torpedoes are going to run out of steam, but not before they almost clip me, so speed up again a little bit there to dodge those torpedoes. Now, I've got a bunch of ships to shoot at here. I stop firing here briefly so I can get torpedoes out onto the battleship that's also pushing in here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start shooting at this farragut. Now, you notice as I open fire here, I'm still in my smokescreen, but I'm spotted. That has to do with the spotting mechanic changes that have occurred recently. That destroyer is so close to my ship that as I fire out of my smokescreen, I end up with about a 4.7 kilometer detectability. So I'm spotted here until he's dead. Smokescreen's about to run out anyway, which is fine by me. Pick up the speed so I can get behind this island quickly so that this battleship will not wreck me. He is in New York, he's got 14-inch guns, and he could have very easily put some nice big 14-inch rounds right through the stern of my ship into my very lightly protected citadel. Oh my, so lewd. All of my torpedoes missed, a little disappointed by that, but I did manage to get a kill on that farragut. So that's actually my first kill here in the game. Haven't done a lot of damage at this point, but mostly it's been to destroyers, which, because of the way XP is awarded, you are awarded XP based on the amount of damage you do percentage-wise to an enemy ship. Getting myself turned around here, gonna have a little boop on this friendly Königsberg as I push up towards the D cap point. The enemy team has managed to capture the A cap point, but look at what they've gained and look at what they've lost. Yes, they have the A cap point. They currently have more cap points, and they're going to start making a push towards our original cap at B. The problem is they've managed to lose 1 Tier 5 battleship. Not so great. They've got a couple of others, including a Tier 7 Nelson, but they've also lost 3 of their destroyers and now they've just lost their Tier 7 cruiser. This basically means that the enemy team is really, really hurting overall in the ship's department. My team on the transverse has only lost one ship, which in my opinion is an excellent trade for some caps. Gonna go ahead and get in here on this capping progress. So sweet capping XP, even if it is only shared. Gonna go slam on the brakes and hope I don't drift out of the cap. Come on, don't drift out of the cap. This has happened before where I've basically drifted out of the cap, and it looks like I drifted out of the cap. Alright, well, that's okay. I'll get myself reversed a little bit. I don't want to push forward there anyway. As you can see, the enemy team has started capturing B. So my team is effectively right now down to only having one cap as we get the B, or get the D capture point out. Have the armor piercing loaded because I have a broadside French baguette to shoot at. The 6-inch guns on this cruiser are pretty good with the armor piercing, and of course because it's a premium it gets that high explosive as well. Doesn't get a heal though, so I do have to be careful not to take too many big hits, and that's part of where keeping behind this island is such an important factor here, as there is that Nelson pushing up, and that Nelson, well, he's got 16-inch guns and he's got a lot of them, and I don't really want to become the focus of his attention. Now, I keep switching back and forth between the armor piercing and the high explosive. At this point, I should really just switch to the high explosive and stay there, because this French baguette out there, I'm pretty sure his rudder has been jammed. He's just sailing in circles. So I'm trying to get shots out onto him. I'm really, really hoping I'm going to be able to get the kill on him. Looks like he's got his rudder repaired finally, because he starts turning the other way. Come on, get shots off at him. Finish him off. He's very, very low health. I would love to get him down there. He's on fire. Can I get the kill? Oh my gosh, he's put the fire out seconds before he was going to die. And can I get the kill? Come on. Nope. Unfortunately, shots are not going to reach him before he's dead. Now, enemy team is still pushing the B cap point in force. I go ahead, I get my torpedoes out there. Those were supposed to be aimed at the Nelson, but I actually ended up firing them off at the Iron Duke here in the distance. That's really unfortunate for me, because that Nelson is a significantly bigger threat, and of course the Iron Duke is, well, he's out of range anyway. But the Nelson is smart enough to pay attention. He notices that there's a smoke screen. Not just one smoke screen, but now there's two smoke screens. He's well aware, so he's actually going to go ahead and slam on the brakes here and start reversing. Unfortunately, that means our friendly Farragut here is going to miss the majority of his torpedoes as this Nelson starts maneuvering. Enemy Gurmieshki has popped up in the smoke screen. He's about half health. This is going to be good for us because we can start chasing him down. Nelson manages to effectively torpedo beats a good number of those torpedoes, but not all of them. But you can see there, it's a British battleship. He starts recovering a lot of health. I get my torpedoes off towards him, but because he turned to torpedo beats the Farraguts, those are unfortunately going to mostly miss. Smoke screen's about to run out. Time to speed up and get myself turned around. Enemy Marblehead, Omaha clone premium cruiser that was a gift ship or reward for completing the PAX challenge, is out in the open. I'm trying to nail him as well. Managed to get his HP pretty low, but I've got more important things to worry about. This Nelson's coming around. My torpedoes are almost up there. You can see him, he's edging around that island here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to nice spread out, because I actually kind of expect him to slam on the brakes once he comes around and realizes that, hey, there's a Perth over here that's not a good cruiser to run into. He's got torpedoes. Shots out at the Marblehead. Actually managed to secure the kill on the Marblehead just as my torpedoes managed to take out that Nelson. It's always wonderful to get a double strike. At this point, the enemy team is now left with 3 ships, so we know where at least one of them is. The Gurmieshki still up in the B cap point. The enemy team has secured the B cap point, but most of my team either turned around to go deal with the enemy team at the B cap point, or just continued pushing on around to the C cap point. The other enemy ships, well, we know at least one of them down below, continuing to harass our team at the C cap point. Eventually that Leander is going to run out of luck, and they're just going to delete him because, well, he's a Leander. My team has lost a total of 3 ships, and we almost lost one of our 2 remaining destroyers here. He's very low health, but look at that. He survived, and now he basically can just turn into a stealth torpedo boat. There's nothing else in the game that he has to worry about detecting him without him being able to get shots off first. Enemy Fuso still at the A cap point. He's contemplating what to do, but he's kind of found himself in a bad situation as my team captures the C cap point. We're pushing up into and recapturing the B cap point, and he's all alone at A. The Leander is going to be no help for him as my team is going to manage to finish him off, just leaving that poor Fuso to fend for himself as he is isolated anyway. And, more importantly, he's caught between 2 different teams. A split team here, both capable of putting high explosive and armor piercing out at him. Assuming they clear the island, that effectively means he's going to take shots from every direction. So, while the enemy team did get a nice capping lead, and they did have the destroyer advantage, they very quickly lost their destroyer advantage by sending 3 of them to the same cap point, running into a cruiser with smoke and high explosive, and effectively just getting wasted out there. At this point, there's no real hope for me to outright kill this Fuso, not as he is with as much health as he's got, but hopefully I can set him on fire. At the very least, I can farm some additional damage here would be nice. I do have the inertia fuse high explosive, so I am going to get a little more penetration value here, some more damage, especially plunging in over there. Nice gun arcs clearing the island, but as you can see here, it's not going to last too long, and these last shots, well, they're not going to clear. This also means that my use of a smoke screen here isn't the best, because now I have to leave my smoke screen if I want to continue getting shots out onto him. But look at that, we've actually lost 4 ships, but the enemy team now down to just the Fuso. He's not got a lot left, and friendly ships pushing up and around this corner. The question is, who is going to actually get the kill on him? Well, it wasn't me, and I'm not sure who got that kill. Still, though, did 76,000 damage in that battle and got that wonderful double strike out of it. 2 torpedo hits. Technically, I hit that Nelson with all 4, but I only needed 2 to kill him. 1 Citadel, a couple of close quarters. Yeah, close quarters on a Perth. What do you think? Well, not close quarters expert, but a couple of secondary hits. Those are from the destroyers that got really close. Top of the team, though, for XP earned, surprise, surprise, at 2,000 base in that game. And #1 for kills with 3 kills total. But look how many people on the team got kills. I mean, seriously. Pretty much everybody on the team got a kill with the exception of 3 people. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like that video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and the channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, please feel free to send it to my email address. And if you'd like to watch play various games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.